Alright, hello YouTube. If you're watching this video, it probably means you want to know how to install the Demonic Revelations mod menu for PS3. Just one thing I want to note is the mod menu as is only made to be compatible with BLUS and BLES Game of the Year for Red Dead Redemption. If you have NPub, PSN Store, or, PlayStation Store versions of the game, or any other version that's not BLUS or BLES Game of the Year, the mod menu more than likely is not going to be compatible. I have made checks in place to detect game version and everything. So if you try to use it on a non-compatible version of the of Red Dead Redemption for PS3, 9 times out of 10, it's probably not even, the mod menu is probably not even going to load in, or you'll have crashes or weird issues like that. So today I'll be showing you how to install the mod menu for BLUS and BLES Game of the Year. As is, this is only for a jailbroken PS3, CFW, HIN, stuff like that. I don't know if the menu is really compatible with modded backups now. That it may be, but I will not be going over how to install the mod menu for modded backups, and I will not be supplying modded backups either, so do not ask. Alright, so the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure that your Red Dead Redemption version of the game, you want to make sure it is completely up to date to the latest game update for the game. If your PlayStation is banned and don't have a way to get updates, sorry, I honestly don't know what to tell you, but your game must be updated to the latest update. If there's a website or anything to download game updates for PS3, somebody in the comments section, link me to the website or let me know, or contact me on Discord so I can link people to a website to download game updates so people can have the latest update for their game. I've never really bothered into looking into it because I can connect to PSN just fine, so I'm not going to. But if someone wants to link me to a website, I will more than likely put it in the video description and whatnot. So once your game is on latest update, I will be showing you how to do all this through FileZilla FTP. I won't be showing you how to do any of this in Webman, or how to use any of the browser-based stuff to get your game patches or anything like that. I will be using FTP. So if you don't have a way to FTP, sorry, this video is not for you. This will be the only version of the tutorial I will be personally be covering. So once your game is up to date, you want to go ahead and connect to FTP. Alright, once you have it connected to FTP, you want to go to dev_hdd0, and then you want to go to the game folder, not games, you want to go to the game folder, and then you want to find your game version. This tutorial I'll be covering the BLUS version of the game, Game of the Year. However, you can do this, the same thing I'm doing now, you can do it for the BLUS version as well. So instead of the BLUS folder, you'd be looking for the BLUS version of Red Dead Redemption Game of the Year. But I'll be covering the BLUS one, and it should be named BLUS 30758. So I'm going to go in it, and then I'm going to go to user directory. And then once you go to user directory, you'll have a DLC patch 0_PS3 and a patch 0_PS3. So I'm going to go to my desktop and just create a new folder, and I'm just going to name it RDR TUTS RPFs, because I have my own personal RPFs right here, but for this tutorial I'll be using clean RPFs. So you want to drag and drop DLC patch to the RDR TUT folder, and you want to drag and drop patch 0_PS3 to RPF to the TUT folder, or to a folder of your choice. I will not be going over how to install the mod menu to a patch 1, patch 2, patch 3. I'm not going to be going over that because I don't use those routes for installing mod menus. I get why people do, but I personally don't. I just do everything in my patch 0 because it's just 10 times easier for me to do it that way. If you're installing this mod menu, I highly recommend using clean RPFs, non-modded RPFs at all. That way you don't end up injecting duplicated files and all that stuff, because if you end up injecting duplicated files from your patch 1, patch 0 and all that, 9 times out of 10 you'll get empty sessions. So I strongly recommend just starting out fresh clean with clean DLC patch 0 and a clean patch 0. But however you want to do it is on you. I'll be covering how to do this with clean RPFs. Next, you need the tools downloaded in the description. There will be a link in the description to get these tools. Once you have them, you want to go to RDR Tools and go to RDR Explorer 2, and then you can run the program as admin if you wish. Alright, once the program's open, we're going to just click PlayStation 3. For this first part of the tutorial video, I'll be showing you how to get the mod menu for normal single player and online multiplayer. So up here we're going to go to File, Open. Then we're going to go to that folder we just created, and it should be, I had named mine RDR RPF, so I'm going to go to it. And the first file I'll be modifying is patch0_ps3.rpf, and we'll just click Open. From here, you want to go to Content, Release, Scripting, Designer Defined. Once you get into this Designer Defined folder, you want to right-click, click Create Directory, and just name it UI. Then you want to go into the UI folder, right-click, click Import File, click these three dots. And then you want to locate your where the PS3 version of Demonic Revelations mod menu is. So it should be in the folder called Demonic Revelations and a certain version number. So we're just go in it, we're going to go to mod menu, and then you're going to click your game version. So we're on BLUS, so we're going to go into the BLUS folder. And we were doing normal single player and MP, so we're going to click this folder. And then we're just going to import both of these files. So I'm going to click FUI eventmodder.csc, click Open, then click Import. Now once we're back in the program, we're going to right click, click Import File, click these three dots again, and then we're going to go import FUI eventmodder_o.csc and click Open, and then click Import. Alright, from here, you want to go to your root, and in your root here, you have a few good bit of XML files you will have to import that is needed for the mod menu. So in the root, you're going to right click, click Create Directory, and we're going to name it navres. Once the navres folder is created, you want to go in that folder, right click, click Create Directory, and name it Territory. Then you go into the Territory folder, right click, click Import File, click these three dots, go to where the mod menu files were, and you should see required XML files for RPF. You want to go in that folder, you want to go to navres, you want to go to Territory, and then you'll see a file called minheightgrid.xml. You just want to click it, click Open, and click Compress. For XML files, you always click Compress. Then you want to click Import. Now we'll go back to the root of our RPF, right click, click Create Directory. We're going to name this one Tune. Then you want to go into the Tune folder, right click, Create Directory, and name this one ASD. Then you want to go into the ASD folder, right click, click, You want to right click, click Import File, click these three dots. You want to go back to your required XML folder, XML files folder. You want to go to Tune, ASD, and then you want to import all these XMLs. And remember, for XMLs, always click Compress. And then we're just going to import every single one of these files here. And I will be back when I am done importing these. Alright, now I am back. I have imported every single one of these required files for the RPF. From this point, if you don't want to import custom scripts or optional base files, you go ahead and click File, Save, then you can click Current or As New. Most of the time, you only click As New as if you had, right click and removed a file, and one of these files turned red, which means it removed it. That's about the only time you usually click As New, but the option is yours. You can click Current or As New. But I'm going to go ahead and showcase me, or go ahead and teach you how to import the optional files. So since we're still in the Tune ASD folder, I'm going to go ahead and import the none file. It used to be a required file, but now it is no longer required. But now we're just going to click these, right click, click Import, click the three dots. And then we're going to go back to our mod menu folder, and we're going to go to optional files for RPF, and we're going to go down here to Super Run None. And all this does is in-game, once you change to the none model in-game with the model changer, it just pretty much has it so the none has fast run. Now you can edit that none file to have, far mount range or far knife or even a higher run speed or slower run speed. That's just so you don't have to have a constantly modded gent file. It kind of is like a toggleable super run. However, if you get the VIP version of the menu, there's actually a built-in super run in the VIP menu where you can just toggle super run on and off without having to use this none file, which is why the none file is now optional. So again, you don't have to have it, but if you do want it, you can import it. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you that now. Then it also goes in the Tune ASD folder. Alright, now I'm going to go show you how to install some of the optional texture mods. So right here in the root of the RPF, we're just going to right click, click Create Directory, and we're just going to name this one Map Res. Then you want to go into MapRes folder, right click, click import file, click these three dots, go back to your optional files for RPF, and you'll have three texture mods here. One's called Fake Flood mod, the other one is called Snow mod, and then you have the Snow plus Fake Flood combined. The Snow mod was originally made by Glitch Matrix. I actually went back and recreated that mod from scratch. And the Fake Flood mod, I don't know if anyone else has created it, but I'll actually show you what it looks like in game. But I did create this one. So to show you both in game, I'm going to do the Snow plus Fake Flood combine texture mod. And it's going to be the swall.ctd file. So I'm just going to open it. And we're going to click compress and click import. Alright, from here, I'm going to go back to root. And I'm now going to show you how to import custom scripts. So we're going to go to content, release, scripting. And right here where you see designer defined, you just want to right click in here and click import file. Click these three dots. And then you want to locate a custom script. I supply a video loader custom script as is. However, if you have other custom scripts you want to use, you can use those instead. But for this example, I'm going to be using the video loader. If you want to know how to have more custom videos for the video loader, a link in the description below will actually send you to a tutorial video on how to create videos. As well, in that video, in its description, it will have a link to a video repo where I'll soon be populating it with custom videos that I've personally made for Red Dead Redemption. But as is, that's the script we're going to go with. So I'm going to go to my custom scripts. I'm going to go to my video loader. And then you'll see a DRS2 script here. Make sure that your custom scripts are named DRS1 all the way up, or like DRS1, DRS2, DS3, all the way up to 10, because I only have support for 10 scripts in total. So just make sure it is named like capital DRS. And then, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whatever number you have is up to you. For this example, I'll be using a custom script named DRS2. So I'm going to click it, click open, and just click import. Alright, from here, we are now done with this RPF. So I'm going to click File, Save. You can click as new or as current. Again, the only time you click as new is if you had deleted a file in the RPF, but I didn't. But you can click as new even if you didn't delete a file, but the choice is completely up to you. But for me, I'm just going to click current. Here it's going to ask, would you like to sort file entries by offset? It says yes or no. I haven't noticed it really make a difference in game which one you click, so I'm going to just click yes. And here it's going to ask us, are we sure we want to overwrite it? I'm just going to click yes. Alright, down here it'll say file saved. Once it's done saying file saved, you can go up here and click file and close. And it's going to ask us, are we sure we want to close? Just click yes. Alright, and now we're going to open up, I'm going to show you how to get the mod menu in Undead single player. So you want to go to where your RPFs are. Like you want to go back and click File, Open in the RPF tool, or RDR for example. And you want to locate where you had your RPFs. And you want to open up DLC patch 0_PS3.RPF. You just want to open it. Once here, you want to go to Content, Release, DLC, Zombie Pack, System. Once you get to the System folder, you want to right click, click Create Directory, and you want to name it Designer Defined, all lowercase. Again, that is Designer Defined, all lowercase. Sorry, I was making sure I spelled it correctly. Then you want to go into the Designer Defined folder, right click, click Create Directory, and name it UI. And then you want to go into the UI folder, right click, click Import File, click these three dots. Then you want to go back and locate where your mod menu files are. Then you want to go to the mod menu folder, click your game version, and this time you want to click the Undead SP only file or folder. And then you want to import FUI event monitor _z.csc. Click open, click import. You want to right click, click import file, click the three dots, and this time you want to import FUI event monitor _z1.csc. Click open and click import. Alright, that's all you have to do in this RPF. So you're going to go up here and click file, save. You can click as current or as new. I'm just going to click current. Here again, it's going to ask if you'd like to sort file entries by offset. Choice is yours, but I'm just going to click yes. Here again, it's going to ask us, are you sure you want to overwrite the current RPF? Yes, since we are overwriting it, so I'm going to click yes. Then again, once it says file saved and that file save goes away, you just click file and close. And then it's going to ask if you want to close, just say yes. Right, now we have to get these back on our PS3. So you want to go back to where back to where your game update was. So mine was in the BLES. It was in the game folder, and then it was in the BLES 30758 folder, then in the user directory folder, and here you'll see your DLC pad 0 and pad 0 underscore ps3.rpf. Again, I'm just showing this for BLES, but this the same thing would be for BLES. So you can just follow this exact same tutorial and do it for the BLES game of the year. So I'm going to go back to where we have our RPFs. I'm just going to highlight both of these and drag and drop them into this folder. And then it's going to ask us if you want to overwrite. I'm just going to click OK. Then it may ask you again. You just want to click OK. Alright, once that's done, you can exit the File Explorer or the FTP program. You no longer need it. And now I'm going to go to PS3 side. And here I already have the game mounted, so I'm just going to unmount it. And then I'm going to go remount it to make sure it's fully refreshed. And I'm going to launch the Game of the Year BLUS version, since that's the one we just modified. And usually when the game loads, I like to give it a few seconds before I click play game. Alright, now that I'm at the main menu, the first thing I'm going to show you is the mod menu working in normal single player. The mod menu will also work in the hardcore game mode, but just for the normal story mode is pretty much what I mean, is what I'm going to be showing you the mod menu being used in first. Alright, I'm now in the normal story mode single player. If you don't get the prompts for the menu controls, don't worry. Sometimes the menu controls won't show up if a cutscene happens to play before you get in game. If that happens, 9 times out of 10 the mod menu controls and prints won't actually show on screen. But in order to see that you did it right, you want to always wait till the saving icon goes away, because it won't let you open the menu fully if you have a saving icon in the top left corner of your screen. So I'm going to wait for that to go away. Alright, so if you didn't get the prompts, if you want to know if the mod menu loaded, you just want to hold R1 down and press right stick in. Alright, assuming you did everything correctly, the mod menu should load and open up in single player. Alright, now I'm going to go show you the menu working in undead single player. Once you get into undead single player, again, if you don't see the prompts, that's fine. Just hold R1 and press right stick in. If you did it correctly, the menu will open in undead single player. Alright, now I'm going to show you the menu being used in online multiplayer, but for this example, I'm going to be going to multiplayer and an online private match, and I'll meet you once I get to an online private match. Alright, once you get into online multiplayer or LAN multiplayer, either one works. Once you get in it, you should see the prompt text with the button controls and everything to open the menu. So we're going to go ahead and open that to show that the menu is now loading in the multiplayer side of Red Dead Redemption. Alright, and now I'm going to show you a few things that the XML files did. So I'm just going to go turn God mode on here. It's not required, but I'm just going to go turn it on first thing. So I'm going to go to MISC options. I'm going to go to Ride Animal Bypass. And assuming you imported all the XML files, it should let you get on animals. And it should let you ride them and control them. Now the Ride Animal Bypass tries to grab all animals and make them rideable, but there is a few certain region-based animals that it won't let you ride them. But if that ever happens, you can just go into the pet spawner and spawn the animals that you're wanting, and they'll be rideable as well if you have this mod turned on. So that's what a lot of the animal-based XML files were for. The min height grid is strongly and highly required and recommended for you to use, is because the mod menu was remade to be compatible with the min height grid. Without the min height grid XML file, you could have a lot of spawning issues for like pets and vehicles and stuff like that. So now I'm going to show you what that texture mod did. So I'm just going to go down here to the world menu, and I'm going to go to, I'm actually going to freeze weather, and time of day, I like turn it at night. I'm going to freeze time, and now we're going to go to snowy. Alright, as you can see, it made the world all snowy-like. Without the snow texture mod, the ground here won't be white covered in snow. Now I'm going to turn it to stormy and show you what the fake flood mod does.
You just take a beat it out with a spade.
Alright, and again, like I said, this one can take a while to activate sometimes. Alright, as you can see, it's starting to develop. Alright, pretty much what it does is, as you can see, the world's starting to get flooded. So when it starts raining, when puddles start getting created, instead of the smaller base puddles, it pretty much just makes the puddles super big. It makes it look like the towns and areas where anywhere where puddles get created, it makes it look like it's flooding. It's not like a real flood, it doesn't like go above your head or anything like that, but I just figured some people might enjoy the small texture mod here. Alright, now I'm going to go to Armadillo and just show you what Armadillo looks like. Sorry, I'm waiting for the world to load over here. Alright, and here's a good example of Armadillo being flooded. Alright, I just covered what the required XML files pretty much did, and I just covered what the texture mod did. I'll go ahead and show you what the none model does. As you can see, it gives you super run on the none model. Alright, now I'm just going to disable all this stuff here. Alright, now if you imported custom scripts, I'm going to show you that now as well. And here, if you press L1, they'll give you information on where custom scripts go, and you'll put them in your patch 0. I don't know if injecting custom scripts into patch 1 will work. I've never tried, but ideally you'll put them in patch 0 otherwise. But since it was DRS2, we're just going to launch that now. And as you can see, you'll say hold L1 and R1 and hold D-pad down to open video loader. So we're going to do that. Alright, here it'll say video loader RGHN CFW. It'll give you all the controls and the videos to load, and then it'll say it was made by me. So you can sit here and cycle through which videos you want to load. So for this example, I'm just going to do ARM00. And when you activate them, it'll take you to the Blackwater Theater, and then you have to wait for the area and region and everything to load before it starts playing the actual video. Alright, I just muted it now because that video can get pretty loud. So that's the video loader, the actual theater loading in in the Blackwater Theater section. Now you can use custom videos as well. You don't have to play the default ones, but there is one thing about the video loader I will say, or at least how the theater works in general. So when you load up a video, such as that one on screen, only the region of Blackwater will be loaded in. So if you try to like no clip out of here or teleport away, the rest of the world pretty much deloads. Only Blackwater will be loaded in. So you have to wait till the video is done playing in order to actually have the world completely load back in. I couldn't find a way to actually make the videos stop with the click of a button, because in script, the way the game handles theater to make it force stop when you leave the theater, it actually reloads the whole world and the single player session. In multiplayer, that doesn't work too well. When you do it, you pretty much have two things that happen. You either get a never-ending loading screen, or you just get a flat-out black screen. And it can kind of mess the session up and get really buggy, so I didn't incorporate a way to stop it, because that's how the game stops it. There's also a toggle in feature, or zoom in feature, and I had to recreate this function from scratch, but this was about the best I could do. I do apologize if people don't like the zoom in. It was the best I could do from recreation state. Also, I do not recommend using no clip or spectate or anything like that while a video is playing, because it can bug the game out and break your camera. Also, don't recommend doing either one of those when doing the zoom in state, because it'll break your camera horribly and you can't fix it. But yeah, guys, that's how you get the mod menu on BLUS and BLES Game of the Year for PS3, and that's also showing the XML files, the texture mods, and the custom script loading. Alright guys, I hope this tutorial was easy enough to follow, so comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.